Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. Hope you're all doing great. Hope you're having a great start of the week so far. And welcome to this new video right here on Bitcoin. We'll do a full update on Bitcoin. We had quite a lot of activity overnight over the course of the Asian session. The Asian session has been quite bearish. That has been partially because of some news, or at least it's a major coincidence if it wasn't because of news. Because we had another one of those votes to avert the US government shutdown, and that did not pass. It did not pass by a wide margin, but it's kind of it's a major coincidence that yesterday, we saw some bullish momentum over the course of the day, although that was limited as well when we saw Hassett talking about that he thought the US shutdown is likely ending within the next week and a half. And then we had the shutdown vote, and that did not pass, and then the price started falling. I think it did not pass at 2 a.m., and we started falling at 2 a.m. Now, ultimately, the Asian session has already been quite bearish for the last 3 months. Like if you take a look at this data right here, which I will gladly show you, what you can see for Bitcoin, if we take a look at the last 3 months, and we judge all the sessions, like APAC is by far the worst session, right? Especially since the beginning of October, APAC has really sold off. All sessions have sold off. Obviously, that's why the price has dropped down. But the Asian session the most. So that's so in a sense, I mean that we have already fallen down over the course of this morning. It's good. Then at least we have that out of the way. But that's but that caused quite a lot of bearish pressure with volume as well. I mean, the volume was the highest it's been. Or at least it was on equal highs as it was on Sunday. Sunday we also had some good volume, and we broke down below the level I told you yesterday. I think we need to get a strong reaction there at 109,000. So ultimately, not getting a good reaction there and dropping down below that is bad. All right, so that's why when we're talking about my bias regarding Bitcoin at this point of time, and therefore also the entire market, I mean, right now you can see that altcoins are kind of deviating from Bitcoin, but ultimately, over the course of the last 24 hours, most altcoins are just incredibly correlated to Bitcoin. But my bias to Bitcoin is neutral. And it's neutral and not bearish, because you would say, all right, well, we get a very bad reaction to a level where you wanted to see a good reaction. Why are you not bearish? And that's the higher time frames. On the higher time frames, you can see that Bitcoin right here has been able to reclaim some sort of a critical level right here at 108,000. It's a wider level, as you can see historically. But 108,000 is the previous value area high of the price action right here in May until July. So I care about that level. And you can see on the 12-hour time frame, you could just argue that we hit that monthly point of control, high liquidity zone, rejected from there, which is not strange. It's not a weird thing to reject from that. And now we just retested 108,000 because we are trying to get back into the range here to the upside. So then after breaking above a level and you leave some imbalances, which we did on the lower time frames, you need to retest that. And this chart, at least for Bitcoin, altcoins look significantly different, but at least for Bitcoin, this doesn't look too bad. And then if you combine this with the fact that the fundamentals also do not look half bad, I mean, yes, equities have pushed down a little bit right now over the course of the last 6 hours, but before that, we actually saw some recovery. And this is not like we're still up quite significantly over the course of this week, and the volatility index opened higher, but is also decreasing significantly and is back at the same levels where it was Friday the 10th of October, when the whole tariffs and the whole trade conflict between China and the United States started. So this is not bad. This is not bad. This is not bad. This is bad. All right. But because only one of those things is bad, I will still give Bitcoin a chance. But like I said, I mean, I'm neutral. All right. What I would like to see over the course of today, and that's also what I think the critical level is with this move down. It was with high volume, but we left a lot of imbalances. The most important level, in my opinion, is between 108,000.8 and 109,000.4. In there, we have a single print. We have the point of control of this high volume move down. We have the 7-day rolling VWAP. We're going to test that level. All right, we're going to test that level. Do we get a strong reaction there? Rejection there, I should say. That's bad news. Are we able to get a weak reaction there, and are we able to reclaim that? Then, short term, I would actually have a bullish bias on Bitcoin. And this very much depends on how fundamentals continue over the course of today. And it also very much depends on how the US session opens today. Yesterday, the US session really was very low volume. So I suppose that higher volume is coming in over the course of today. Which direction are they going? Things like that will very much determine what happens with Bitcoin, which in turn determines what happens with the markets. But that level is crucial, and the reaction to that level is the most important thing to watch right now. And then based on that, you can have a little bit more of a bullish bias or a little bit more of a bearish bias. But we'll see after we hit that level. So I'll keep you updated on that as well in my middle of the day market update. So keep an eye on the channel for that. But for now, have a great Tuesday. Take care and bye.